America, the place where I was born and raised. For too many crazy long years I've been in trouble. No pleasures here on earth I found. For in this world I'm bound to drink and spend too much. I have no friends and family to help me now. He has no family to help him now. I am a man of Philippine expat sorrow. I've seen problems all my day. I bid farewell to being broke in America, the place where I was born and raised. Up and wear you out like the girl on Red Street that you played with. You can bury me in some deep alley for many years, where I may lay under a coconut tree. Then you may learn to love another, my brother. I'm a man of Philippine expat sorrow. I've seen problems all my day. I bid farewell to being broke in America, the place where I was born and raised. Maybe your friends think I'm just an expat stranger. My face you'll never see is in danger. But there is one promise that is given: I'll meet you on the other side of the Philippines. Beer in one hand, me waving at you with another. I am a man of Philippine expat sorrow.
Hey, good morning, Magadano Maga. How'd you guys like that one? I am the man of constant sorrow through the days that I was born. I had to do something hillbilly twang and a kick up to country roots. So, wrote that or went through it this morning with the theme of one of me and George's favorite movies, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And one of the cool movies out there. So, today will be an interesting live stream, but basically it's a lot of common sense. It is dealing with money matters in the Philippines, dealing with expats. And this has happened to us several times. Several of the vloggers that surround our expertise of vloggers of dating and expat help or just bitching. But it's going to deal with going broke in the Philippines because the finances aren't together. Mostly I'm going to focus on the banking issue. A lot of people push it off to no big deal. Nothing's ever happened, never had any problems. I don't have any fees taken out. Sometimes I feel they're one-uppers. It could be that they just have that kind of good luck. But for people like me that are struck with good karma and bad karma, it happened to us several times. And now we're still dealing with an issue with the bank, which is something totally different. But this guy is in his 60s. He's disabled, diabetes, ended up on the street in Manila. This one is not where the girlfriend has done him in. Actually, she's waiting for him out in the province, but he's living with some other woman in a family, and he can't get his card. Bank of America, he can't get one. And here's the thing. We've had debit cards sent to us from America. They never got here. The only way we ever got one, okay, and we lived in a firm location, was to have a family member FedEx it, and it cost some around $80 to $120 because we could no longer trust it was just coming in the mail or whatever. This guy's been relying on the mail. I don't know if somebody steals it on the US side. I don't know if it gets delivered to a wrong house. I don't know if it gets here and they plumage through the mail and take the cards. Not the first time I've heard it. It happened to us. It's happened to several other expats. They never get their debit cards here. And I've gotten stuff through the mail. I've shown you the last 3 letters I've gotten from Social Security. So my mail's getting here. I've received Christmas cards, but how come never the credit card or debit card? So that's today's discussion. I'll go through giving you the story about this man. And I was going to cover Rafi Tulfo. I was going to cover, I seen another expat. He's claiming he's living on $500. He lives on 4,000 pesos worth of fruits. He actually put fruits, didn't put vegetables, and 1,000 for groceries. But either way, he says he lives on $500 altogether. Another budget thing. So I was going to go through, can you really survive in the Philippines on these budgets? And I was like, no, when this story came up, I thought the banking would be more important. So, of course, always on Saturdays for quite some time, it's been me, your host, Heidi, the crazy American that's got nothing but something to say. So, never from a bank. Hey, Sarah, shout out to my girls in the house, to all the girls that are in the house today. Big shout out. So, hi, hi. And Sarah says hi to the roomies. So, let me see if I. So, that will be the topic. MB is first in the house. Pigsy, you're eating again. Harry, good morning. Good morning. Fan antics. Yes, my shirt, my dress is actually stretched out. Believe it or not, it's on the hanger and on the loop here. Fan antics for all those that are fans of the antics. Did that again. Magadon Omaga, good morning. Clifford says last day here. Yeah, I wish we would have met up. I know. Oh, not my glasses, silly bean. The cat got a hold of my old lady glasses. Let's see. It's crazy. On some days I can see things, and then I need those where it feels like my eyes are totally farting out on me or something. George is constantly wearing them now, and I don't know if it's years from straining his eyes as being an artist. For me, I had the LASIK eye surgery on my eyes years ago. It corrected the stigmatism, but when it comes to reading, it never corrects that. So the surgery is not a bifocal situation. So sometimes, like when the packaging is teeny tiny, and it's getting tinier, it's just not our age. I need those suckers, and now the cats are attacking it. But yeah, he said, Lou, I was disappointed we couldn't meet up, but we understand. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed your trip. Raymond said, good morning, all you wonderful people. And let me say, you guys, once again, I am highly, highly grateful for your friendship, your participation, for you guys being there. And I know people will say YouTube isn't the place, ain't nobody your friend, ain't nobody there to support you, and all of that. I highly don't believe that, and I expect my lovers, my haters, my trolls, my friends, my family that are trolls to actually join in at one point or another. And even if I sat with 3 people in the room, it's just me. But I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I was thinking about it again this morning. I appreciate you guys being here. You guys are what makes this channel, and I want to take that time out. We don't always do it, and to point out that we are grateful that you're here. I'm grateful, and it's been really cool. It's been a cool journey. We officially hit the 5 years just recently, and it looks like here we should take a turn for the 25,000. That's when you hit into the double trolling and stuff. So, but don't care and love it, and we are going to hit that 25,000. It's been a journey, and we've been very grateful for it. So, guys in the thumbnail looks terrible. What happened? Hey, Pancake. Um, Yeah, I'll get into that in a few minutes, but basically, in my opinion, he had a stroke because now inside of this video, there's all kinds of information about the video. Okay, so if you guys want to go watch it later, but basically, it's what I'm about ready to tell you. There's no information. It's just a live video of the guy. He had a stroke. It's extremely slow. He doesn't mention the stroke, but there's evidently he's had a stroke by the way he's talking. And he was in the hospital for a couple weeks and he's been broke. I don't know how he paid for a hospital stay. He hasn't had access to any of his money for a while. He's an overstayer. And so, like I said, I get into that's pretty much the full story. And so I'll get into that in a little bit. But there's more to it. So, hey, what's going on? Scott and Isa is in the house. Isa, not sure which one because I know they both have access. Great couple. What is going on? That was good and made me hungry. Now I need to get breakfast. Yeah, I've been stuck on like donuts and stuff. So it's like I want to order donuts so bad. So I get like I've been like addicted to them. Like the ones from Krispy Kreme, the like the holiday ones, and they make them, but it's the thicker icing that they put on there has been really addictive. Good morning, Slick Rick is in the house. Interesting. I love cabbage. Good morning. Had pork stew and cabbage. Yeah, it sounds good actually. Good morning. RCDM is in the house and he is saying his good mornings. Second one's about I've been lucky with banks. Well, first month here sucked ass until I got my BDO all set up. So you must have went through and you must have had all of your documents because a lot of people believe if they come in and keep renewing on a tourist visa that they're going to give them the banking. It's not normal. Has it been done? The answer is yes, but basically you have to prove long-term residency, SRV, 13A like me, business, or something else, or depending if it's a small area and bank. It's a case, like George said, case to case basis. We've seen people that are visiting here that actually get banks. We don't know how, but for the most part, it becomes difficult. I recently, months ago, transferred Social Security from the United States, was no longer going to take a risk that the banks were, anything was going to shut down, any problems or anything. So transferred it. And there's a lot of people that do it. A lot of people don't want to trust it. But I am because, again, something like this happening has happened over and over again where if a letter or card is sent or something and it rejects or your phone number officially rejects, they reject and then the bank gets shut down, and then the check gets tied up. And I wasn't going to take a chance with that. And also, not everybody has the fees written off. Not everybody has where they don't get any banking fees. You either pay a fee for transferring. That's something that we have done, or we were using the card that was tied to the bank each month. We're paying $60, $70 in fees. So we're saving that now. So that was worth $700 a year. So there was many reasons we did it. So, but there are very lucky people, but there's a bunch that are unlucky. And a replacement card. That's why we always say have multi accesses to your money and ways of getting money. So, but 2 times we had the card sent, never arrived, and then we had to pay family members in the US to have it sent to their place and then FedExed. And there was no other way to get it for us. And so this guy is hoping that this girl is going to help him. And he said he has to go to a bank in Manila to make a phone call to America because they have the phone number, which technically all he's got to do is get the phone service to call America direct and do like we did. You give all the information and have it sent. I don't think taking a trip to Manila to make a phone call to America, I just think it's an extra step. And he's done it already a few times. They won't do anything on the spot. Supposedly, they're saying there's one Bank of America actually inside Manila, that there is one over there. And that's something that I just learned. But yeah, some people have all the luck on that, but I don't know why the cards. And people can't say it's because you're out in the province or because of this. No, we had clear addresses both times. There's a family house here. Card never showed up, and so we've tried everything. I don't know what it is. Let's see, everybody's in there saying their hellos. My cards get sent via crap. I think she mailed it DHL or FedEx. Yeah, if it's done that way and you can get a bank to do that and take it out in fees, then that's cool. Our bank didn't. However, it actually came. They knew it was coming to the Philippines, and matter of fact, it's been two different banks, so neither bank was successful, but one of them got sent multi times. So we've been out of the country for 5 years, been here almost 5 years. Close. But yeah. But yeah, FedEx, I don't know about how well DHL does. Second one said, yeah, I can't survive. Yeah, I can't see it either because um like I said, the other thing wasn't, I was going to do a live. It wasn't going to be so much based on a budget as in, I heard Sunshine. He had a great statement. And I seen him the other day, and his statement was, would you really want to? I mean, why are you going to try to rough it? Or why, we know things are really tight in the US. We know things are getting expensive. We know things can be anywhere. And you come in here because you're in a relationship, you're saving a little money, you like being here because things are, happy, and you like the people. Okay, but why'd you come over here to really put yourself in a situation? And so the budget just doesn't seem right with this new guy. The guy's got 700 people. He just started his channel, and he's going on about 1,000 pesos or $20 a month in groceries. That one definitely doesn't make any sense. Even if you throw vegetables in there, he's still only at $60 for one person. You wouldn't survive, 60 bucks. That even here, that would be rough. So I mean, I guess he could eat like a bird every day, and people say, "Oh, Heidi's just always eating, so that's why." And it's like, you goddamn right, I didn't come here to starve, and I'm going to eat like I did in the U.S. So I'm not going to sit there and cut out on things. But yet they'll spend $300 a night at a bar and hanging out and all this other crap. It just doesn't make any sense. His budget didn't make any sense, and he shows himself doing the basics, diving, traveling, and I'm like, dude, that is not in your budget. Don't put $4,000 for extra 4,000 pesos. I keep saying dollars. 4,000 pesos and you're diving and traveling. That's only $80. Bullshit. I call bullshit. A lot of that stuff costs tourist money, and they just want to look good, and it's a brand new channel. So when I see things like that, I said, yeah, it's just 100% for narcissism or for viewership. So yeah, not possible. They're getting even more ridiculous, and why would you want to sustain on that? Yeah, 1,500 is rock bottom and 25 is a happy place. Exactly. Some months with the cats, buying things like we just bought another electric plate. Some months we buy other electronics, we buy SD cards, we take on extra programs for editing or different things that we're doing. And it's like, yeah, 2,000 would be a comfortable spot. And I believe that's what Sunshine said. Why would you want to go underneath that, or why would you? And that means a trip into that island of misfit situation. It's because things were so bad and they couldn't survive on what they say the bottom was on Social Security right now, 900 for the welfare side, which, by the way, if you're on that welfare side and didn't earn it, you're not supposed to be outside the country anyways situation. So I want to mention that because there are guys here that are actually on the low income, and they just keep telling the US, they don't search to see that you left out months ago or something. You're just using a home address of a family member, and you shacked up with your woman out in a concrete house out in the jungle. So but you're not supposed to be here unless it's earned Social Security or SSDI that you've put the credits into and everything. But I think they said the lowest end was 900 to 1,000. And you wouldn't want to do that. That was like that guy that lived up the road here that was trying to lure in kids and everything. His was around 1,000. That means that was either the welfare one or he had a really shitty career that brought him down to that amount too. And why would you try to survive on 1,000 or less? It just and the place he was living in was really bad too. Yeah, I'm not sure why the statement, have you checked your blood sugar? I'm curious why. Oh, because of my eye issues. No, it's not. No. As a matter of fact, yes and no. I checked because, yes, I have low blood sugar. That would indicate, usually, if you have a lower blood sugar, because like people taking diabetes medicine, nobody in my family has diabetes, don't have it. I check all the time because my blood sugar, as a matter of fact, drops. So, yeah. Yeah. So, not for me. And I check George's too because his family does have it. I'm the sexy troll, a little on the crazy side, right? Right on, Tita Heidi. I appreciate you and George. Thank you. When do you get that play button? Who actually does anymore? And it's not a goal. That's way off. So basically, if your channel is official and they officiate it and you have it, you get your check mark and you get the plaque. And so it's all hand in hand when we hit the 100,000. And that's probably going to be way down. If it took 5 years to get that, unless we extremely become popular, like really popular. But I guarantee with me saying it like it is, bitching about things, and doing all that, and with George being a, Filipino, I'm sorry, they could say it's bad content because we just sit here and yammer. But you know what? There's been way worse that have gotten 3 times the numbers. So we'll get there when we get there on the play button. So yeah, you have the card, FedEx. Yeah, it was the best way to actually do it. Banking and mail living abroad is a pain in the butt. Exactly, Thomas. It's been a pain. A lot of people lose the mail. I heard someone the other day give advice on plus size clothes for men. It was on the Angel City Expat on Facebook. And most of them said go to SM. And yeah, SM stores here, the hypermarkets, they've got some of the clothes in the back. You can get them through Lazada, even as big as I am. If you get a certain size, 4X, 5X Korean or Filipino, it turns out to be a couple sizes small. Like when we get a 4X for George, it's really like an extra large. So there are still sizes that still fit me. I could fit the largest size at Walmart and it was baggy and stuff. Not super baggy, but comfortable. So, but I didn't have to have a tent made. But they were discussing clothes and basically they advised the people to buy the shit off of Amazon, which is $40 a shirt and all that. You don't have to go that far either. It doesn't have to be. And then they were going on anything above 10,000 pesos. You don't have to worry about the tariff stuff and there's no additional fees because it does get ridiculous after 10,000. But you can pretty much find that stuff here. But when you're dealing with Amazon, why I'm talking about it is the stuff is mailed in. He tried to say it would come out of a warehouse here. That's not true either. The stuff does tend to come still overseas. So when you're waiting for stuff to come from America and stuff, like the Billy Buy-in boxes take forever to get here, regular mail. It could take up to 2 months sometimes to see regular mail. It just depends. But it is a pain in the butt. It's hard to get stuff, and I would thought that would have improved. Even since I've been here, I thought that would improve, and then boom, here comes this guy. So this guy's got a hey, K Dallas is in the house. He's talking about I'd start a business to fix this issue. Well, there's a lot of people that have opened up additional shops to help with different mailing but I don't think you can fix the other side or who could be taking it. Could be someone in the US taking it from the post office. You can't trust nobody anymore. I hate to say it. It's the damnedest thing, the amount of theft here and in the US that I keep seeing and everything and through it could be anywhere. It could be absolutely anywhere that it's being stolen a lot of desperation, especially with what's going on with the economy and stuff. But I forgot what I seen the other day. Oh, the woman at the gas station thought she was going to get away. It wasn't gas station; it was gas because the 7-Eleven. She stole 8,000 in lottery tickets, the scratch offs, and she did it over a couple day period. Didn't think they knew that, and I'm like, I worked at a gas station a long time ago, and they counted the cigarettes each shift, and the numbers of the lotto scratch offs were calculated. And I know 7-Eleven ain't that stupid. But somehow she had stole a bunch of them and she didn't think she'd get caught, and there were cameras there. And I'm like, what are people thinking these days? It's kind of insane. Kate Alice is in BGC. Second one said my wife said dude with the big ass belly needs to get it drained. Yeah, more than likely it is what it is. It was liver issues. He had something really bad going on, but as most, the insurance is not proper. Is that really a delivery already? I think it is. This guy never fails. All right, guys, one second. Did you, yeah, you guys don't get to see I have shorts on. Hey, yeah, hold on, guys. How much? 600. 600. 660? What's up with that? Hey, which one of you guys gonna loan me 660 pesos? Watch out, Willie. That probably would have been unusual a couple of years ago, but it isn't anymore. All right, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. You know, that had been unusual to show up in this wig outside a couple years ago, but now so many people do YouTube and different skits, it isn't so unusual. Thank you for holding on. Yeah, because George usually isn't here for sure on Saturdays. Almost every Saturday for sure. It's all a weekend thing. Heidi, you're awesome. Appreciate you. Make me laugh. I need that. Thank you. I appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, anything that's I like the even George has got him addicted to it is like the cream puffs with the real like cream milk whipped cream in it, not the puddings or don't know. I know that I think he made a comment on the channel a few days ago, and he's been seen on other channels, but I know he stays busy too. We have more people come in and out all the time. I was 13A probation when I set up my BDO. Yeah. So that's about when I started the first account. So now I have the accounts there. Piggy is looking for trouble. Oh, Pig Z. Yeah. She's, speaking of which, she's over there sniffing on the packages now. Them are our Halloween costumes. We have a couple things that we'll be up to for Halloween. So I think I'm checking the calendar now to see if we're going to do it. Yeah, we'll probably do it on Wednesday, the 29th, because Saturday is the 1st of November for us, which will still be Halloween. So I'll have a Halloween day. I might put something on for that day. But George says he'll dress up. So not Monday, because we're doing lives Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays now in the Philippines. We just moved him to one more day. I'm starting to think a form of crypto coin would fix the issue. Well, yeah, we already know that's coming. They're doing the digital ID. They're going to then go into crypto and everything's going to be digital. And we just have to see how it goes. But I know one thing, you have to make sure if you're staying here long term, you have to fix those issues. You can't listen to the other vloggers. You have to, don't ever listen to the YouTube channels. You need to take care of it as you would see fit. We can tell you what's been good for us and give that advice and our experience, but you have to. Most guys never go back. Most guys will never even arrive here. So that's first off. But when they do, they never leave. And then they leave that all in their kids' hands and their mail to show up there, and that they use second addresses back in the US for tax purposes and all this in between stuff that they have been advised to do. And in the end, they get screwed. They get screwed royally sometimes in the end, and like this guy. Speaking of which, yeah, so I'll go into a little bit more of the story. So the gentleman, let me see, I did not bring, you guys already seen the footage. I'll actually bring up the video for you so you can see it. Why is everybody out there honking today? Oh, it is Saturday. That's why. I was trying to figure out. It's extremely loud today. All right, so I'm just going to show you a few minutes. And there she is. You guys know Carrie. Carrie is a sweet girl. Okay, some Filipinos say she's using everybody. The expats so far that she's helping, it's because she's gaining money and all this fame, which she's not. She has been on a few talk shows here because of her helping, and she's been on. She was on Rafi Tulfo. It was the first time we covered her. She called herself Carrie Tasty Travels. Now she just uses her whole name like she does on YouTube. And so Carrie helps these expats get straightened out. The first time she met him, he was on the street with a walker. That's her on the street right now. And so, anyways, so that's some of the video. So when she first seen him in Manila, he had a walker. He was actually on the street. She brought him food and everything. He was literally on the street. And he was sick and everything. And I don't know who he's actually living with. I listened to the video twice. First, she said it was another girlfriend. And then she said she had a husband, the woman that he was living with. So there's an entire family living in a very poor area that is helping him right now. His fiance is in the province right now. James is let me go back and say, James is a 62-year-old man, an American from Oregon that has been in the Philippines for 2 years, and already he's lost access to his money. His immigration is out of status. He hasn't paid for quite some time. And he has over 1 million pesos in the US bank. 17,000, 18,000, close to it. I mean, I know I'm off. Go ahead and say that I'm off on it, but he has close to 1 million pesos. And of course, Carrie is like, oh my, because that is a lot of money to a Filipino, and it's a lot of money to some Americans too. And he has lost access through Bank of America. So it's because he can't get his card. He lost the card. And so it's been 8 months since he's had access. My guess is he really never had 17,000. That's probably his Social Security in there, because it's now hit that amount. Yeah, if you haven't had it in 8 months, that's about right. He probably gets close to 2,000 a month, and that's what he has currently in the bank. So He claimed recently, when he was on the street, that his legs got all swollen up. He does have diabetes, and when he talks very slow, and he had to have a stroke, or unfortunately, I would just say he's mentally retarded because it's the way he talks. So get offended, don't get offended. I don't give a fuck. But my guess is a stroke, and he has a hard time communicating. But he's been trying to get his card put back. In the meantime, he was in the hospital for a couple weeks. He said during all that flooding in Manila, his legs were just in the water and they got infected and swelled up and got all nasty. And again, I'm wondering how he even paid for that. Possibly a public hospital that he sat in. I don't know who paid for that. He never mentioned how it got paid for. So these are big problems. He said every time he's had a card sent several times, it never arrived. It doesn't matter where he is, it does not arrive. So Carrie is going to help this American, as she has several other people. Now, some of them that she hooks up with, the first thing she says is, "Oh, a Filipino screwed this poor American or this European." We called it out one time because like 7 or 8 vloggers covered that couple, and it turned out that the guy had an apartment, had been living and just collecting money because he doesn't want to go back. I think he was Russian or something. But she does run into some that are telling her stories, which is going to be hard to actually sort out. But she does get hit with good and bad on doing it, like all YouTube channels. Oh, you're just using them, and oh this and oh that. But I feel that she's helping. She would like to open up a help center and stuff to start helping Americans, which sadly, or not Americans, expats. I can't say just Americans. She's helping this American now. So she's going to help him go through. There are several YouTube channels that are doing it. I often wonder, do you guys think that they would help if they didn't do it on camera? And like George said, there's so many times we've done it, we haven't put it on camera. We put probably 1% of what we do on camera. Are they putting it on camera for numbers, or could she just do it anyways? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But she's not. It doesn't appear she's collecting a bunch, but she does have her PayPal's out there, and she puts all of her things out there. So then there's kind of this mixed feeling: is she gaining a ton of money and only handing out a little bit? Is it a so it's just kind of where it is. But I feel she's doing a good job. She's showing that she's doing a good job. So that is the story. He's 62. Honestly, I think he looks a little rough for 62. That means the dude is only he's like 7 years older than me. And let me see if you guys, I'll let you hear some.
Yes.
You'll send me my card.
So if I'm gonna go there, they will ask your personal appearance or just like a letter authorization that you are allowing me to something report there, or how it will be.
We gotta go to the bank.
Appearance, your appearance.
Then we then go up to bank.
Yeah.
Then I hop on phone.
Uh-huh.
I then because that bank don't handle
See the
personal
delay.
accounts.
So
Yeah.
So that's Carrie helping him and everything. So you can hear the delay. He's not out of breath. And then he talks like a caveman in between. So I don't know if he's trying to talk to her that way, because some people will talk to Filipinos, or if there's a foreign language they talk where they think they're communicating right. But sounds to me like he had a stroke at some point. And with the diabetes and other medical problems, it's a good possibility. Second one talking about I'm high maintenance to live cheap. Yeah. So that's what's going on. That's what the topic is problems with banking for sure. Yeah, Sperlin says he's 6'2", 240. Yeah, I find my clothes at SM. Yeah, and you can. People just have to understand simply when you're doing Shopee, Temu, or whatever, if you're a 2X or an XXX large, 2X, 3X, 4X, you're going to have to double that. That's pretty much what the rule is. Like George can wear a large to an X large baggy. then he's going to need the 3-4X he's been wearing. You got to go up by at least 3 sizes in Filipino or Korean or Asian size. That's the rule, whatever. So it's and even me, I'm really plus size. I still can get some stuff. And the sizes are getting bigger where before you wouldn't have been able to. So I hate to say it this way, but it may come off wrong. But does every white coming off the plane have a camera? Well, Jose, I don't think it's white. Well, I mean, color for sure has nothing to do with it. Every nationality. It used to be, worst of all, the Asian countries coming in, whether they were from China or Singapore. It's just the thing to do now. Everybody's on social media. Everybody's giving their opinion on every topic. To me, it's no longer even content, in my opinion. It's a form of, remember when you used to get on those party lines? The internet has officially become one big party line with social media. Like everybody is just wanting to be like back then. You were just heard and lonely. It's like, let me get on this party line and pay $5 an hour or $5 a minute. It would depended on which company. It was like 99 cents per minute. And so they could be heard and talk to friends. Now, to me, it's just a way of saying, hey, friend, this is what I got. Hey, friend, this is the house I got. Hey, friend, look at my clothes. Hey, friend, because the SNAP benefits are going away in the US, go ahead and buy beans and rice. You'll survive. So it's everybody's way of communicating in a party line situation. But I don't think it has to do with white. I think it's white people say some stupid ass shit, that's for sure. I try to buy clothes online here. Too tight. Yeah, you do have to watch their measurements. And like me and George, we have matching shirts. I tried to get him to wear the last set. We've currently only got 2, and I just wore that yellow cat shirt the other day. So we have 2 sets. We have a new set coming in, and I'm gonna try to get him to wear them with me again. It's not I have to try. George is always ready to go. But I think it said those were 6X or something. And when I put it on, it's definitely, being I'm almost 6 foot tall. I told George, I said, if I raise my hands, my belly button's going to show. And I said, yeah, I wouldn't wear it in public. And so, yeah, it's just where it is. And it's not, of course, not a true 6X, but it's a 3X, and they're shorter, in my opinion, than. So, yeah, they are built a little different. And eventually your clothes wear out. Like, I mean, I've been out of the country for 5 years. I had this dress before I brought this one in, and you can have them made. Like, you can get tailored clothes too. But eventually there's moths here, of course, like anywhere, and there's some little bugs that tag on to clothes that look like little caterpillars, and they eat through the clothes, and I have found holes in the clothes. So it's funny. All deliveries I have brought to my place, I just tell them to Waze or Google my place. Yeah. Well, and they can. But so far I haven't found it to be that easy. Like when we have any deliveries, including Lazada, we've been asked about the actual address, but mostly it's the Grab and the Food Panda. And you would think that's what they would do, is if they didn't think they could find it, then they actually, would just Google it, but they still ask for directions. I had mail sent from the US. It's a crapshoot. Yeah, half cent goes missing. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people, it's holiday cards, letters, everything. Now I just do all communication through the internet. Hey, good morning. Pee Wee Barnes is in the house. Good morning, Heidi. Any plans for Halloween? We're headed to Hercules and Masquerade Bar. No, we went out. I don't think it was last year, but the year before. We like Candy Palace, and we've done Thanksgivings there. And we're thinking about it, but probably not. It will probably just dress up here for Wednesday, and they're having like a dress up, but we didn't get like those type of costumes. These are just like really basic things to have fun with. So they get pretty elaborate at Candy. Like I'll tell you right now, it seems they're putting at least a couple $100s into some of these outfits, but it may just look like that. But yeah, we were thinking about Candy Palace. We haven't fully said yes and committed because if I don't make a plan, George doesn't plan out very far ahead. And then it was like the other day, I said I was going to change the live to tomorrow versus today. And he was like, no, I told my uncle Friday and Saturday I would do something. And I'm like, so I don't get much of a chance to plan with him anymore. But, but they have great parties there. Yell at George to go get deliveries and wake his ass up. No, he's not here. Now, I'll tell you when he's here. He's not here in the house, or I'd have had him do it. And somebody said before, why you put the camera up? You don't want us to see how big. Bitch, if you want to see how big I am, bitch, go look at my videos. It's clear in sight, a lot of them. I'm out in the open, not trying to hide my size. I may not be wearing any underwears or shorts or something. But George said, tell him you ain't got nothing on down there. I said, yeah, that'd have been a good comeback. So, but yes, I'd like to woke him up. Holding my finger to my nose. I had family stop sending cards to my house. The mail delivery told me it rarely received them because my location is out of the way. Yeah, we're in the actual city, and so I was really surprised too. And both of them were clearly in a subdivision with clear directions. But like I said, I've received the last couple letters from Social Security. One was when I canceled part of my medical. The other one was just saying what you get for the year, the increase or anything. And I get these letters. Now, how long does it take? Once it arrives in the Philippines, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to get it. That's the crazy part. And it's not because like the port is way on the other side. We're 60 miles from Manila and all that. And I don't know why it takes 2 3 weeks to get mail. And once it hits the city, it stamps that it's in our city. And then it still takes 10 days. So I don't think that the mail system, of course, is not as big as what it is in other countries, but Sperlin was telling RCDM he likes Amazon for all of his needs. Yeah, I just still feel that's costly, but it is a good source of getting the things that you guys are looking for. And versus waiting, most of what you can find on Amazon, if you guys are living near these clubhouses like we have, the wholesale clubs, Landers and S&R tend to have those items. That's the good part, mostly, not all. Everybody will find exactly what they're looking for eventually. Funny thing is my Morocco bill have never gotten to me in like 8 months since I got service. Oh wow. We got our electric bill the other day. It went down by $40. So it's went from 10,000 and then it was 8,000, 8,000. The highest bill we had this year was 10,000 pesos, and the others, and there was no change. Like George said, it's hotter outside. The AC is working harder. And then it was like 8,000 or 8,600. I'm just giving a roundabout 8,000. And then it dropped to 6,200 this month. So, but we now officially get our bill through Pelco, and it comes through a text message, but there's nothing really attached to pay it. It tells us what the amount is, and then the bill gets put on the gate. So they come through and attach our water bill and that to the gate. Anything I've tried to order on Amazon never allows me to ship here, so I gave it up. I've had to ship to my wife a Billy Vine box, and when I get a full box. Oh, wow, okay. Is it because the accounts are still set up in another country, or I'm not sure? It's like it's where the hanger was holding onto the shirt. I need to send you my famous costume for Halloween. I won tons of money at the bars for the con. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Amazon here teams up with Ninja Van, saw a vlog of the distribution center. Yes, there is one, but that surely is not where every single item is coming from. Somebody did say that, I believe that, but I don't believe that's where all the items are coming from. That was just what, in the last few years? That was just in the last couple years. Oh, was you? Uh, we brought you guys every flavor of coffee from Wally World, like pumpkin spice, I think. 14 types and two big multi packs, Ziploc bags, and some Nike stuff. Aw, yeah, that's a shame. I'm so sorry on that. I have I have to man damn addresses in the US. Too many damn dresses. Okay. Addresses. Yeah. I don't think Mike's Philippine retirement. I think you mentioned that the last time, and I don't know why you keep saying that because one, he has signed up for our channel. Two, recently he has sent us emails, and all vloggers talk crap about each other, but it doesn't mean that, like Sunshine said, there's no personal beef that would cause anybody not to sit down. It just, I don't know why you're saying that. So because he is signed up for our channel, he does contact us, and he slowed down doing his content, but I'm not going to obsess and sit through his stuff like other crazy people do ours just to pick and nag and brag and everything else. So I don't know why you would say that. Carrie, baby, will you come out tonight? Yeah. I bet 10 million pesos she couldn't straighten me out, right? I don't know why people do that. You're right. It's like I'm paranoid about overstaying here. Yeah, I don't know why someone would want to be illegal in a country or risk something like that when a lot of people go through things like us. We went through selling everything, went through the travel. It was a hard trip for me, and you go through all of that to do the thing that you set up to do, like us to retire and George to be with his family. For me, just to skip out on immigration or make that plan, to me, those that do it is like this guy that runs out of money or poor planning, or some are just deliberate. They are the misfits. They know that they only come in here with a couple $100 and a plane ticket, and they have no intention ever to renew it. They'll just hide. They think they can hide out. But kind of like the US, the immigration thing is coming back to roost on people. And so it just bam, for those that are skipping the system, it's causing it to be bad for everybody. So they are cracking down on it. It's not like a couple years ago where you could say, screw it, I'm not renewing. They'll never find me out in this area. But actually they will. And if they don't, your girlfriend's going to tell on you. And if they don't, it's going to be another expat that tells you on it. And I believe immigration has where they pay people. They did have a sign years ago that said, turning this person in of immigration, blah, blah, blah. And so they used to put things out on Facebook about reporting expats if you see them. So I don't know why and how. Richard said, I turned 59 in March, 1 year closer to being able to collect money for retirement, 3 years to SS. Gotcha. Well, let's see how that goes. Let's see. Again, I was asking people if they're talking about privatization, what is that supposed to mean for Social Security? I didn't. And then, of course, all the rumors are saying, no, it's not going to be where it's reduced in a percentage. The fear mongering is coming around that they're just going to kill Social Security anyways. It's kind of like, and I'm like, okay. So there's so many different things coming out on Social Security. I don't think it'll exist at all in a couple years. So people need to have backup plans and other things. There are people like, well, do you? No, not really. I'm kind of in the hole with 60 million others that could have just been relying on the Social Security and some savings, but it's kind of, it's kind of out there. Hey, Joseph, good morning. He is at his family house, usually always Fridays or Saturdays are. So Oh, RC DM wants to know, did anybody wear a barong Tagalog at when they were married in the Philippines? I see a lot of guys doing it. So a lot of the expats do. A lot of them do the courthouse thing, or they go in front of the mayors and stuff and do it pretty simple. Yeah, they do. Yeah, there's no grabber panda here. I miss that. I'm used the heck out of it. Grab when I was in Los Piñas. Yeah, it's a lifesaver. It really can be because, like I said, I would probably I've told you guys before. George's probably here 50% of the time. Like at night he's here, but I'm talking like in the daytime. He'll go have lunch with this person, or he'll go and do things, or he's dropping something off, dealing with the household, or paying something. And so, yeah, if I'm just sitting here randomly and like I was going to make like these yeast rolls that are made in a pan, I needed this, and that. And so then I can just order it. So, and it's not like the US where they tack on these like really ridiculous costs. Something that you need for $10 worth of groceries, you're going to pay another $10, $12 to have it brought. I'm just maybe exaggerating on this now, but I know back in the day it was. And the costs are really high. Here it's really cheap, few dollar tip, few dollars to deliver. So it's really inexpensive. It's really convenient. I had meds delivered the other day again. I was surprised. It was Watson's. It was our heart meds, and boom, they it was actually here in 2 hours. There's something even newer on Watson's where it says it's coming from the warehouse, which was something not a few months ago, and I had not tried in a few months. I said, well, let me try and see if they'll deliver the heart meds. And sure enough, within 2 hours, I think it was for 80 pesos, which is what, $1.50. They delivered for 180. So, or not 180, for 80. And then I gave them a 100 peso tip when they showed up. So for 180 for the delivery and for the tip, I gave more of the tip. And honestly, that's only a $2 tip. So so many good things for deliveries here that are inexpensive. Good question. Mary has a couple different costumes. So she's got like the last empress. It's like an empress costume. We put it on her about a month ago. It's like um, it's a little red Chinese outfit with the little empress hat with the little tassels on it. So I'm gonna try to get her to hold on to it. It has the hands in the front of it, but it's the way it goes on. It's hard to stay on her, so I have to adjust it on her. It can be hot. I'm trying to see right now where the temperatures are. Right now, according to this, it is 79 degrees here, but that doesn't sound right. It's showing 80 right now, and it's 8 in the morning. So it's usually hot. The humidity, it depends on where it is, but mostly it's hot. It's the weather that drives people away. It was very, very upsetting for me for a while until I've got the split air con because I was stuck in one room with AC and only for a half a day. And it was hard for me. And that was my biggest issue. It doesn't bother some people, but if you run the AC all the time in your country at your home, then it could be bothering for you. Or if you're living in a climate that's cold or up north in America or Canada and then you come here, it'll take some adjusting. Took several years to adjust. Electric is the most expensive bill here, yeah. And the most expensive in Asia. The Philippines has the highest electricity in Asia. My Morocco, I get an email and I just go online and pay using my Gcash. Oh, okay. And some other services. Sweet. Hey, what's going on? Hillbilly in the Philippines is here. Hey, hey. Yes, power and petrol. Yeah, so yeah, the gas and the power are expensive here for sure. Renewing is a pain in the butt. For me, it's an all-day event. Last visa trip cost me 15,000 after visa, travel, and food. Yeah, it depends. Like here in the Angeles City area, it was a 30-minute grab ride, like getting in, or George would use the car and we would go in. And the reason is the traffic. I mean, it's only a couple miles from here, but it's the traffic of getting there is 30 minutes. And we'd hang out for a few hours in the mall, and that's where we'd get more of the mall footage and everything, and we would get it done. And then once I figured I was going to stay, then I applied for my 13A. But yes, in some areas it can be, and that is a reason. That is another reason. It is getting it done. That's a pain in the butt. By the way, this is a homemade costume. Yeah, I have to check it out. Hold on. Did you send the photo? Oh shit. I have to show that to George. That is funny. I don't think we can show that one on. Snap. You really were dicking around, weren't you? Just looking at that. Something at the same time just rang, so I have to check and see what that is. I think you're correct, Heidi. Immigration officers have told me about that reward. Yeah, I think it's for those that turn them in that are overstayers and all of that. Yeah. If they keep messing with everyone and their money there, they're going to have a French Revolution. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna. I don't know. So many theories about what's going on in the U.S. and then it's all he said, she said, those against them. But you can actually see things unfolding, and I think the government wants people upset over there in America right now. That's the scary part, and yeah. All right, so privatizing is when they invest your Social Security in stock. Okay, that's what I thought. So it's kind of like when they were taking my 401k out. When I worked at the television studio, they would take it and it was invested in several things to help it grow towards the. So they would just take your Social Security amount and they would put it into there. But in that case, if that was done, wouldn't there be a bunch more money available to pay us, or do they get to keep the extra? So, in other words, if you put in hundreds of dollars a month and they put it into stocks and those stocks go way up and it goes something crazy all of a sudden, are you going to increase my Social Security? Is it per person, per portfolio? Are they claiming if it doesn't make any money, they're not going to? Are they worried that privatization would indicate that there'll be someone else messing with the money and it could just all be emptied out or something? Because people were freaking out when they heard that. So is it going to be more, less, or? I'm in the province. Ninja has been really good with delivering items. But they've been really good about delivering most things here, even the billig buy-in. It's the regular mail and credit cards we just never got. That's the biggest thing for me. Sperlin said, yeah, no grab, no van, no cabs out here. That's what slows us down from moving out there. We have the cars and the e-trike to use. My problem would be at this point, if we move further out, then we lose the extras and the bigger stores without driving somewhere. Social Security benefits will not get cut off, maybe reduced. We shall see. I never thought the stuff that would happen now would happen. We have to see. I don't think so. You would think there'd be a riot, but you would think with the things going on there that there would be a rising up now with all the things. But I'm not going to get into that. I told myself that just no sense in saying those things because then you're going to have somebody say no, that's not a problem or it should have been taken. But programs such as Head Start that won't get the funding or some of these other ones for education, I don't know who could even argue on those, or certain things for the medical field or for cancer and all these other things. I don't get it. So these are things that, is just better There's a lot going on that I didn't think. Yeah, I would never say never. I didn't think what was going on now would happen. So it's just a cool day today. Okay, so yeah, second one says it is 80. 82 in Cavite. Okay, Hillbilly Pyro said yeah. Or is that Hillbilly in Philippine, not Hillbilly Pyro? Is you, Hillbilly Pyro, correct? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a different account. Sperlin said Ninja does all my Amazon deliveries. Okay. I sweat so much, I'm always changing shirts. Yeah, we're taking showers several times a day, morning and night, or sometimes in between if we go out. I have a 4-hour trip for my visa extension, so we stay at Surrey Hotel for a day or two and visit my family there in Iloilo. Yeah. Hey, Curtis. Good morning. Good morning. What is going on today? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. I know it. Keep getting notifications. Remember the Bastille. Let them eat cake. That's the first thing I thought about too. It's like the South Park and it's gone. Everyone makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Yes, live it, learn it, move on. Yeah, but for most, they don't move on. It's if it would, it could be a better world. But most of us, it's our brain thoughts, brain patterns, brain sections, brain farts. But good morning. If Congress would ever repay what they stole, yeah, every recipient would get the 100,000 a year. That is true. In Curtis, it's happened for sure on all sides and everything going on. Yeah, it's really a mess. Yeah. They want to take the entire trust fund and they will lose it by the investments. It's risky, like junk bonds run by their affiliates. In other words, they would run it to companies that they are gaining from or their friends or whatever. So that's what they're worried is they're going to gamble it away, then there'll be no money to give it all. So yeah, I just think they're going to take the program. I'm I think a lot of things are getting ready. I've been saying it, I feel it in my bones regardless. I I think I think there's really something about ready to go dark. And I like to say I'm alone, but I hate to say it. It's kind of like here. People have been relying on all of these programs too long, and nobody gets nothing here for the most part. For the most part, there are very small things that they do here, but most other countries don't get these things. And so I think it's a wake up call for America to take care of themselves. And it's going to be shitty. I get it, but time to get it together. I'm in a place called Catatoon. That's misspelled because it's a few KLs outside of Toledo City, but it's still older. Most things I need. Oh, for the orders, yeah, for most things that you need. Sarah and Harry are going back and forth and talking. Okay, yeah, I thought it was Hillbilly Pyro. Yeah, good to see you. No, you would not get more if the stock market goes up, at least not saying, and it's no guarantee it would be reinventing it back into. So that's what I mean. So if it is, and so then where does, I guess the extra money just goes into it to pay for the next one. Yeah. My trip to immigration is 2+ hour drive. I have a water filling station next door, and it takes all the water till after 11, and I have enough pressure for the shower. Oh, that they stole from the SSA. Gotcha. Okay, that you meant from Congress. Because I know that both sides there's been issues, and both Democrat, Republicans there's been issues, and so I got me some ho-hos at SNR yesterday. I want some old El Paso taco mix. This is sounding more like a U.S. blog instead of a Philippine. Not really. Not really. And if it is, it's not politics. It's it is not full blown politics, or we would be talking about constant stuff dealing with that. This is just dealing with because I'm living here. So if I'm going to talk about Social Security or things going on, it's also because I'm there, but it's not getting into full stuff like that. I get what you're saying. Looks like the weekend hurricane won't come to me. All my family is wanting plans for New York visit soon. Yeah, I'm really not feeling it. Yeah, I don't blame you on that travel there, Sarah. Yeah, especially with Thanksgiving coming up and stuff. So you're gonna plan it at home and order you a pizza? Jose said, I'm tired of the politics. I don't worry about the mess anymore. I wasted 10 years focused on that. I gained was nothing but the waste of my life. Yeah, I mean, up to now, me and George never have. It's only with all this different things going on. But yeah, you can't stay glued to everything on there. And last night was the start of Oktoberfest. Angel City is more than just walking street. It was double last year's amount. Yeah, no, absolutely correct. There's all kinds of festivals getting ready to happen. There's another one coming up. Yep, and Halloween's getting bigger and tons of parties. Yeah, George has been saying that initially. It was just like when I first got here and we were doing the lives, everybody was like, "Oh, walking street," and that's where everybody's jobs are. And it's like, well, evidently a lot of people haven't been here. It is huge, and there's so many different things going on. And so, yeah, it's more than just the two streets, three streets. Yeah, I agree. Feeling it. Yeah, Sarah saying she just wasn't feeling it going, yeah. Yeah, he's saying have a good night, and I'm going back to bed for an hour. Gonna get some more rest. I hear you. Take it easy. We fall, we break, we fail, but then we rise, then we'll heal, and then we overcome. Most definitely. Yeah, the increase for Social Security is they're saying is 2.8 would be the announcement. So yeah, it is. Sometimes I fall into the stuff of talking about politics because there's so much of it going on or how it might affect the Philippines. And for fuck's sake, if I want to fall into saying something because there's so much of it going on, I kind of do, but I'm really trying hard to stay on the outside of it. So for sure, because it's just, there's too much going on, too many different subjects. I mean, I can say three things to trigger you guys right now about different things going on in America, and everybody will have a different opinion of why it is. And it is. And that's people's rights to have those opinions. I absolutely agree. But it's best probably to leave it out because there's just no reason. So kind of falls out there. Ronald saying Jamaica's going to get hit with 30 inches of rain this weekend. Wow, that's the crazy weather that's coming through. They can't handle a category 4 or 5. It could be the worst in 80 years. Yeah, pray for them. That's crazy. Yeah. Festivals are so much fun here. Yeah, people, great food, fun people. They are. And beautiful sights. Like, eye candy, right? Lot of beautiful women, good-looking men. Yeah, and just happy people. Yeah, they know how to have fun. They know how to party for sure. Oh, cool. He says, I don't communicate much on Instagram, but I sent you a picture of me and Boo over there. Okay, sweet. Yeah. Trigger warning, right? Yeah, there's a lot going on. America most definitely is having its issues. They're getting the vibes of old Germany. They're getting the vibes of the Soviet. They're getting vibes of all these different things. And George does go through and say a lot of it is conspiracy, or a lot of it is where these vloggers are using it for content. So they're now into the rage vlogging. They're into stirring people up, but there are some legit people and stuff being put out there that kind of makes you like, but you can't sit around and like grind on it either. So it's pretty much one day at a time and just always be prepped is the best thing. That is for sure. Yeah, second one's like trigger warning. Hey, Benny, switching topics. Did they ever find out if the wife had any involvement? No, that case went totally cold. There were so many theories at the end. I can talk a little bit more now about it. There were so many stories that allegedly there was him being a pedo, that he was messing with other kids. It was because of him giving out loans to bad people. He was selling drugs. He was doing drugs. If you watch all these things, had some sort of evidency in the videos that he was doing. So many different things came out, and they never even followed through. We believe initially that the video we showed of that body found that was right around the bend of that area was possibly his, but they just kind of washed it off. And then who knows? But no, nothing was ever done. His wife, for a while, did videos, live streams. I don't even know if she's still doing them, but she was doing live streams and she still does videos. She's still running that satellite and everything too. But nope, nothing ever came up. They could very well be, right? All right, guys, I think I will wrap this up. The live stream, in my opinion, has been shadow banned once again. I don't know what's up with the numbers, or just. But anyways, it's. I'm gonna wrap it up and go take care of some things. But I appreciate everybody being here, and we will be in Monday. George should be. I don't know if he'll be here Monday or not, but Wednesday will be our Halloween here in the Philippines for us to do the live stream. So, but next live will be on Monday. I appreciate everybody coming here, and thank you, Sarah. Thank you for coming in here. Kitty's over there sleeping, and he's out there barking at somebody, probably another delivery. So, thank you guys for coming here, and I will talk to you guys later.